Good afternoon and welcome back to Find Your Field, where we help you discover your career path. I'm Sabrina Rubinstein, and today we will be discussing the new partnership between Bacardi and Florida International University's Chapman School of Hospitality. And who better to discuss this partnership than the director of the Bacardi Center of Excellence, Professor Connors. To start off, can you explain to our viewers what this partnership between Bacardi and the Chapman School of Hospitality offers to the students?
Sure. This is the first of its kind. No other institution of higher education in the hospitality space has done anything like this before. There are hundreds of beverage management programs in the United States and globally, but no one's really partnered up with an international and global brand such as Bacardi and put forth a spirits management education program as well as entrepreneurial program that's driven by a partnership.
Did you work for Bacardi prior to this partnership?
No, I've been in higher education for 18 years. Obviously, I've always known about the international brand Bacardi and its whole portfolio, but I'm actually a wine guy and a chef by trade. But it was an easy fit for me because it's about beverage education as a whole. When the dean approached me about being the Bacardi Center of Excellence director, it was an easy fit and an easy yes.
So you helped establish a new major, the Spirits Management major. What courses and opportunities can students expect from this major?
You got it. Creating a curriculum is an art and a science. I wish I can say there was a textbook reason this is exactly how you do it, but we're really looked into industry on how we can benefit our future learners to enter into industry. So it's not just about spirits, it's about the beverage marketing side, it's about beverage entrepreneurship. So it's going just beyond mixology or what's your favorite rum, it's about the business as a whole.
You helped create Bacardi Teach. What is it exactly?
Bacardi Teach was one of those amazing, once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Due to COVID, we reacted incredibly fast. When the dean called and says, we better act fast, we did. We teamed up with Bacardi North America as well as Team Enterprises, which is all the brand ambassadors nationally, and we're able to take a project that honestly should take about a year and a half. We did it in 2 months, and we launched on-demand, real-time education for the industry that needed it. We wanted to upskill and give back to the industry, and it's still growing. We're about to launch better bar methods as well as bar techniques in the coming weeks, and it's evergreen. It's always going to constantly be growing.
Was Bacardi Teach created because of the pandemic?
It was always a strategy. It's just amplified, and as a matter of fact, it actually sped the whole process up due to the pandemic.
What are some examples of courses professionals can take?
Yep. Right now, all the courses are offered for free. They're all very much brand-centric. So if you wanted to go learn about scotch, learn about rum, learn about vodka, you can do that. But now we're taking it to the next level. We're going to be offering FIU badges that's transferable to credit for FIU students, but more important to industry, where this is something that's incredibly resumeable, that they're able to say, I've taken better bar methods. And we're actually bringing real-time education because it's a whole new world. It's not about classroom all the time. It's about how are we transferring knowledge from one learner to the next.
You mentioned getting FIU credit. Do you have to be enrolled in FIU to take these courses?
Current FIU students do need to be enrolled to be able to gain the credit, pending approval, of course.
Can you get certified with Bacardi Teach?
So if you take 5 continuous courses with a passing grade, and you can pick and choose, it's kind of choose your own adventure of where you want to go, you'll actually get the Bacardi Center of Excellence, and it's actually the badge of beverage excellence. That means that you are efficient enough in each one of those you selected. But we're noticing that the learners and individuals from industry as well as the FIU community are actually taking more courses. It's not just the 5, it's expanded. But again, this is something that was developed and designed to be incredibly resumeable, that you're able to put this on your resume, that you have the Bacardi Center of Excellence Beverage Certificate of Excellence.
So you helped establish Bacardi Talks and a podcast, 2 Bar Stools and a Knife. What type of content can our viewers expect to hear?
2 Bar Stools and a Knife has been an incredibly fun journey. Again, something we created by, in a way, mistake. We wanted to engage FIU students during the pandemic. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's create a podcast. So Chef John Noble Massey and Professor Nathan Dodge and I all got together and said, let's talk about what's going on in the front of the house, the back of the house, hence 2 Bar Stools, and the knife is Chef Massey. And we bring in chefs, we bring in professionals, but now what we've noticed is that industry has embraced it. We get top-notch guests, including Wayne Chaplin and Pete Carr, that have hundreds, if not approaching thousands of downloads. Our little podcast that has taken off. Now, Bacardi Talks, again, Dean Chang said, we should do something. And as soon as he said that, I took off with that. We're actually approaching our next Bacardi Talks coming up this semester in the fall, where we're going to feature 2 master female distillers from England and Scotland for Bombay Sapphire and Dewar's. This is going to be something a little bit different. We did rely on Zoom because that's what was going on at the time. But now that we're slowly but surely coming out of the pandemic, it's time to do something different.
So are Bacardi Talks and your podcast the same thing?
Well, we do recycle, and that's truth there, that we will take great moments of certain Bacardi Talks, or even great moments that we've had in the classroom with industry professionals, and repurpose and reuse that, because we know that our 2 Bar Stools and a Knife podcast is also expanding, that industry professionals are able to grasp it. But think about it, when someone walks the dog or takes a walk or works out, we're able to capture that audience right there and then.
The Bacardi Center of Excellence recently created the 9-week program Mission New Normal Bar Project 2021. What did this program entail?
You got it. So Bar Project 2021 was something unique, where we actually really embraced industry, but more importantly, we embraced technology. So how do we kind of capture and get students engaged during challenging times, but also at the same time make it something memorable and experiential? So we engage with some of the top restaurateurs, top mixologists, as well as top brand, as well as sustainability, as well as diversity and inclusion professionals. I know that's a lot, but it was a lot going on in 9 weeks. So we had live interaction with those speakers, we had fireside chats, and at the end, the crescendo, if you will, was all about the activation. So we actually had them in a contest, an overall hackathon, if you will. Industry professionals that included master sommeliers as well as globally recognized restaurateurs and mixologists were the judges, and we were able to pick and choose what the best fit was, because at the end, it was featured at last year's South Beach Food and Wine Festival.
And was this program open to all majors, or was it specific to hospitality students?
Bar Project 2021 was open to the whole FIU community, and we saw it. We were actually to capture students from the engineering school, the business school, the journalism school as well, that all got involved with this. And they're going to see something like this again in the future, but it might look a little different.
And is there anything else you would like to add about the future of Bacardi Center of Excellence?
We're just getting started.
Well, thank you, Professor Connors, for joining us today to talk about the Bacardi Center of Excellence and the partnership with FIU. That's it for today's episode of Find Your Field, and tune in next week for our next segment where we help you find your career path.